This is a copy of DuckTales for the Nintendo Entertainment System. It's a game that's not working. We're going to try to fix it with open cart surgery. I don't have a tech background or engineering degree. Are you kidding me? I've just been doing this since like the 90s to get these games working again with a pretty decent success rate. And this is a game I have looked at in the past. I stashed it in a box of the games I couldn't get to work, and I recently found the box. You're going to see some pretty crazy but pretty common and easy to use tools in this video. As always, everything's linked in my Amazon store. What's the first thing we should try? 1-up card? Why not? Fluid side, dry side, and this one has my face on it. Ding! And even though these fit right in there, I'm still gonna open it up. Let's make sure I don't drop it first. I have opened this up in the past. It's been a while though. I saw the other day, Smoke Monster is his name on a Twitter, and I saw that they have a ratchet type thing. So he goes to unscrew these things. I need to invest in one of those. I just haven't done that yet. This is why it won't work. The nerve of somebody. Oh my god. Clutch my pearls. All right, so board swap it is. We're not even we're not using the 1-up card. A 1-up card will not fix this. They are not that magical. Now with the board swap, I take these two chips here and I put them in another game. However, this is a U in ROM, and all I need is the PRG right here. Because this is CHR, this is PRG. CHR is the character, the game's graphics. PRG is the programming, the game's code. And this game uses CHR RAM. Now the CHR RAM is the same CHR RAM on any game, but we do need this because this is DuckTales. All this other stuff is just what makes it all work and does those things with the scrolling and all that. This is DuckTales. This thing right here. Chip right here. I'm going to remove this, pop it in another board. I got to find a U in ROM, right? U in ROM. Yep. And a while ago, somebody gifted me a big old fat sack of circuit boards they're not going to use. These games should still work for the most part. We're going to make sure it works first before we do the board replacement, right? And any U in ROM will work. Just got to find one here. That's a CN ROM. This is another CN ROM. Hold on. A CN ROM. U in ROM. Perfect. So here is a U in ROM. This looks different. It should still work though. Let's try it anyway. And if it doesn't work, or if it looks like it should work, then we can replace the CHR RAM. I don't think it's going to matter. This is DuckTales. Oh, it looks so terrible. And this is, what is this? So I'm just using a top loader with a CRT. Oh, it's NFL football. Okay, well, hey, you know what? It's a UN ROM and it works. That's all I care about. So the first thing I'm going to do is remove this chip ever so carefully. If anything breaks on this, if anything happens to this, DuckTales is gone forever. We don't want that to happen. DuckTales is like one of the best games ever. It's amazing. It's wonderful. It's S tier. It's 5-star. It's tear the house down boots. To remove this, you have to unsolder each little tip, all of them, and then you can just pull it out. There are several devices you can do that with. I got one of these. Hello, darkness, my old friend. It's been a moment. This is the Hako FR301. It has a little tip right down the barrel. You put it over the thing, you pull the trigger, the used solder goes into the receptacle, makes it nice and easy. Not cheap, makes it nice and easy. Thing here. Okay. So, it's been a minute since I've done this. Oh, that feels so good. I usually give it a little wiggle too. Let me just shove the chip right in your face. So you can see right there the ones I've already gotten. I know it doesn't focus like it should. Okay, so I used to have a little tool, a little device that would kind of lift the EEPROM, and I have no idea where it is, because it's been so long since I've done this. I mean, you don't want to put just a screwdriver in there, because you might rip this, but it's already kind of ripped. So again, do as I say, not as I do, but you know, little leverage, a little bit of this. And there's one thing, it's the ground, not that you know which one it is, but the kind of upper corner one. The ground one is always the tightest one. It always has the weirdest solder point. And I'm going to see if I can do it just a little bit more. But it should. Because the other ones all came up like butter. Got it. Got it. Come on. Again, I don't want to ruin this. Patience. It is lifted up a little bit. There's crowning. We got it. You have your Legos all day. Have you ever stepped on one of these in the middle of the night? Your bare feet? I know I have. There's what it looks like without it. Not that it matters. You can keep this laying around for the resistors, for the capacitors, to replace them. I don't. I used to. But man, I had so many of them and I just never used them. So, especially now that you can just get all the new parts that you need. But, you know, efficiently cheap. All right. Same thing, this is the working circuit board. We want to keep this clean. I may even clean up the pins a little bit before I, make it official and all that. Just this chip we're taking out so we can put DuckTales in. Yeah, even sounded a little different there, didn't it? It's just a little flathead screwdriver. That one sounded fine. And again, this is just football. I shouldn't say it's just football, because every game's someone's favorite game of all time, right? Somebody said that once. I don't care if this breaks, but I need to keep the board perfect, because this board is going to be DuckTales. You're right, it won't be factory fresh. Like when I get around to like trading it or selling it or something like that, I will admit, of course, that it's like, well, it's on a new board, but it does work. As seen on Open Curtains, no, I wouldn't say that, but actually for this one I might, just so I can let them know, hey, it's not the same board. So there it is without it. And I'm looking at the top, and there's a couple spots, especially that ground one, that still has a little bit of solder on it. So I'm just gonna, because I need to put the pin in there, and it's not fully done. So I need to add, I'm actually gonna add, you can barely see it. I don't know if you can see it at all, really, through that. But where that spot where the pin should go, it's still a little plugged with some solder in there. When that happens, I add more solder to it, so it creates a seal, and then I can just pull it out all at once. There's a hole in there. It's kind of like drinking through a straw that accidentally broke and it has like a slit in it. So you're still getting some of it, but you're not getting all of it. You have to almost patch it up so you can just suck it all out. And I have some solder right here. I literally found this like at the bottom of my closet. I was like, oh, yeah, it works. All right, because I'm such a professional, I ended up doing two of them at the same time. I filled up 2 holes with solder. It's all right. I'll take care of both of them right now. Here's the first one. Done. Second one. Built it on this side a little bit just to kind of fully seal it. I mean, seal it. How'd that go? Did it? It did not. Damn. And it's true, you shouldn't just be using your desoldering gun as a soldering iron, because you have a soldering iron for things like that. But it's a good thing I don't have a tech background or engineering degree to know that in the first place. But I will be using the soldering iron here soon anyway, so. Nothing? There we go. I just saw it go through. Beautiful. We got it. It's nice because if you hold it on one side and look at the other side, you can actually kind of see it melt. It doesn't like melt and drip. It just like goes from solid kind of, looks liquidy. Looks like it'd burn you if you touched it. Don't touch it. Do a little bit more on that side. Okay, that looks pretty good. You served me well. I'll see you again soon, I'm sure. I almost kissed you right on the tip there. Better not do that. I will need a new set of lips if that happens. Okay. Put this somewhere safe for now because it will be hot for a while. It'll burn right through this seat that I'm sitting on. Give you a hot seat. Okay. Let's warm up the soldering iron here while we're at it. I have a power surge thing over here, but I try not to have too many things plugged in all at once, I have to put this chip back in this place. Or does it go this way? Or does it go this way? Uh-oh. Well, the good news is, you see that little notch right there? That little notch that's it looks like it's about to eat the resistor piece. These also have a notch, just like that. Kind of tells you which direction to put it. Let's actually, you know what? Let's take the camera down. You got the chip right there. And I mean, the other way you can tell with like NES games is if the chip looks like it's upside down, like if this is the top, you see all the writing here, the writing should be upside down on the chips themselves. Why they did it that way, I have no idea. And again, you just picked it up, so it should just go right in. Shouldn't have to bend it. Sometimes kind of bend into it, but just like that. So now that's fine, but you need to solder it back into place now. So I'm going to put this right here. You don't want it to come back up, but it might a little bit. You got your just random twine of loose solder. Perfect. Me too. And I have my soldering iron here. I'm using a Hako something FX. Well, it's linked in my Amazon store. It has a temperature gauge on here, 888D. Okay. And wherever you're comfortable, I like to do it kind of this way. And I just have to touch up all these solder points. And this is that ground one. And sometimes, come on. Think about it. There you go. Sometimes I like to just do both sides first. Again, I am no solder pro. Do not trust what I'm doing. As neat, as clean, I'm efficient. That's all I'm looking for, is for it to work. It may not be pretty when it's done, as some of the other soldering type folk on the internet But what I do works for me, and that's good enough for me. And if it means that it has you get the courage to pick up a soldering iron for the first time, trust me, I used a $6 soldering iron from Walmart for years doing this kind of stuff. In my kitchen. I'm literally still in my kitchen because it has the best lighting. Helps to have a fan to get those solder fumes out of your face, too. Gives me a chance to talk about a couple conventions I'm going to, though, as I'm doing all this. My next convention will be in Louisville, actually. Louisville, Kentucky, my first time there. Louisville Arcade Expo in March. You will find me at Midwest Gaming Classic at the end of March, going into April. March 31st, April 1st, April 2nd. I'll be at OLL 23. That's coming up in the UK. I'll be in Norwich. My first time in the UK ever. Looking forward to that. So that will be a lot of fun. And I am bringing my games and all that, too, when I go to the UK. Looking forward to that trip. In May, you'll find me at Renton City Retro. That's in Renton, Washington, close to Seattle, but not in Seattle. So if you're in the Northwest, or maybe you've never been to Seattle or anything like that, it's a great place to go there and then have some fun in Seattle while you're there. I have already been confirmed for Long Island Retro Gaming Expo the second weekend of August. And I've already been confirmed I am going back to Really Rad Weekend in Florida in November. That's the one that's in the resort hotel and all that. That is a lot of fun, too. So looking forward to that. Okay, that should do it. And those are all the conventions I'm confirmed for. If your convention wasn't named, well, tell the organizer to book me if I'm able to go. Because I can't always go to all of them. Just like this. Looks pretty good. And this should do it. Again, my solder job, not the best, but I'm going for efficiency. I just want it working again. I'm going to pop it straight into this. I got a top loader here. Any Nintendo will do, though. The clone console would have worked fine, too. You can put it straight in there without needing a cartridge. Got my CRT. It's funny. I'm to the age now where I don't hear the frequency of a CRT, but my kids do. So whenever I turn it on, they'll be watching TV behind me, and I'll just turn it on to play something for myself, and I'll just hear them go, "Oh, what is that?" This should work. Of course it works. Why wouldn't it work? Oh, that's a beautiful looking thing there. Hey, thank you so much for watching. I have a whole box load of games that we still got to fix too. So this is just one of them. Make sure you're subscribed. We'll do more in the near future. I thank you for watching, and we'll see you sometime in the near future, I hope.